We need you here. Hi, guys.
Hello. We're live.
We are live. Yes.
And we are alive.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it
Exactly.
in English first or
English first.
Okay,
How's
cool.
that? Cool.
That's cool.
Okay, you know him already, right? You've been watching our lives on YouTube and our lives on Instagram, and that got lost. I don't know where the story is, but I think you'll find it on Facebook. It's really good with Valentina, who's right now behind the camera. She's going to be telling us the time because we're all kind of limited on that. And yes, he is Oscar Perez. Oscar Perez.
That's my name.
The creator, el creador, the Primal Kinetics. I know many of you guys only speak Spanish and you want this in Spanish, en español, después, ¿ok? Así que paciencia, ahora solamente en inglés. ¿Y dónde están los bienvenidos? Esto es público, ¿verdad? This is public.
I don't know. You're the producer.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's
yeah,
live.
There's somebody
yes.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, and I didn't give the link to anyone. So, okay, we're live. We got an audience. We got one person. Oh my God, we got an audience. How many do we have now? We have 4.
All right,
That's
cool.
good.
Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining.
Right. Yeah, I love how he speaks English. Because how long have you been living in the States?
I was going to be 16 years in June.
Wow. And you became a U.S. citizen.
Yes, 3 years. Actually, 3 years now, January.
Okay. Yeah, because we met when we were competing in aerobics in Caracas, Venezuela.
I was so little.
It was so little.
Good times. We were so happy back then.
You're still happy?
I'm still happy, but we were so happy back
So
then. It was
happy?
different type of happiness.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'm here because I want to interview him about Primal Kinetics. How'd you come up with a name? How'd you come up with a concept? And, you know, since I know your origins from aerobics and I know you're super athletic and competitive, what is it about movement? Oh, my goodness. Excuse me, guys. We're doing this a little bit informal. We're going to start recording now. As of now, we're on the podcast too. So you can also listen on the podcast.
The audio version.
Right. Thank you. The audio version of this. All right. You got it, baby. And he's got his own YouTube channel. You can go subscribe now.
Primal Culture. You'll find it interesting. I have 5 series, about 7 minutes, 9 minutes of videos talking about the history of fitness and physical education and physical performance since recorded times.
Wow. Awesome. And it's all in English right now?
Yes, English first. And I'm going to work on translating it and have the closed captioning subtitles in Spanish.
Oh,
yes.
That sounds good. But this one is going to be all English, and then the next one is going to be in Spanish. So español, después entrevistarlo primero en inglés. And yes, sometimes we speak Spanglish, and sometimes I get confused, and I start with English, and then I end up in Spanish. That's what the funniest thing.
Well, I'm going to answer your first question.
Yes, the origins of Primal Kinetics, and why?
Okay, so the name. First I'm going to start with the name.
Right.
Whilst I was researching about a movement, and I decided to create my own system / method. I needed a name that it was not just cool, but also kind of professional. So there's out there Animal Flow, there's Gimnástica Natural, there's Into Flow, there's a bunch of other programs and methods, but none of them had a name that like caught my eye, like, oh, had a cool name. So, and for me, I feel like my inner primal, my inner animal is like needed something like a title to be expressed.
Right.
So I say, okay, I want something that it relates to me,
Mm-hmm.
but also has a relation with science. So kinetics is the study of movement, right? So it's the study of movement, but primal movement.
Awesome. And excuse me, if you guys haven't heard on the podcast and you're listening to the audio version of this vidcast, then I'm here with Oscar Perez. He's the creator of Primal Kinetics. And what is Primal Kinetics? What does it mean? What is the definition of it? How would you, I mean, can you summarize the concept? Because I know it because I've practiced with you and I'm doing my homework.
Well, primal is just your inner animal. We are primates. I mean, if you think everybody believes that evolution is factual, right? It's based on science. And we are cousins of primates. So we have a history. We have a ancestry of reptile first, then primate second. Those are like we have the reptile brain, but we also have to be on the floor. We are the only species on this planet that are bipedal, meaning two legs. We walk on two legs.
Okay.
But not only that, in order for us to be bipedal, we have to go through a process of crawling, creeping, rolling on the floor.
Right.
That comprise of the fundamentals that make us bipedals.
Awesome.
So we go from the floor to be off the floor.
Right.
But we have to go through the floor first.
And that brings me to the question that is for me really interesting and funny is that apparently your mom didn't let you crawl, so that created some problems and issues in your movements.
Yeah.
And now that you're correcting them, tell us about that.
Yes,
because it's really important for the parents to please let your kids crawl.
Yes, correct. My mom doesn't like dirt, doesn't like germs, and she was very busy. She was taking care of two children, and in order for her to like do her things and also not to be worried, concerned about us eating things on the floor or being dirty, contamination, let's put it that way. She put me on baby walkers. You sit in the middle of this structure that had wheels, and then you just walk floating, sitting on something, and you just move your legs like you're on a treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
And that she accelerated my bipedal becoming, right? Becoming bipedal by skipping the fundamentals.
Okay, so you did walk really fast.
Yes, you can say that, but she skipped a very important process.
I got it.
So without the crawling and that develops our, let's say, inner core for stability, then we have developed problems of stability when we are bipedal. Okay. So my spine was not well supported, my hips were not well supported, my ankles didn't have stability, all that stuff. That the more physical you are, the more compensations you're going to have. Hence, you're going to have more dysfunction. Okay. So when I turn 40 and I have all these physical issues, if I mention all the symptoms that I had, you will think that I fell from a fifth floor and straight to the ground, or was hit by a truck.
Even in all those years of you as a national aerobics champion, you were developing these issues because you had not crawled when you were a baby?
Yes, I remember when I first started doing aerobics. Mm-hmm. You remember we were doing the high lows and the high kicks.
Right.
Well, back then, I remember practicing high kicks, and a couple of times I had this sharp pain on my back that knocked me on the floor. And that it scared me twice. I'm like, why does this happen? Yes.
Oh,
so remembering now that I know all this and I have all this information since I began becoming a movement practitioner and preacher, Now I realize that I've been dragging issues since a young age. I was 20 years old when that happened.
Wow.
Yes.
It happened twice. So anyway, how does Primal Kinetics help people? What are the benefits of it? And tell us how important it is. I know the benefits because I've practiced, but I want you to tell them what the benefits are of practicing Primal Kinetics. Oh, where's my coffee?
Well, Primal Kinetics is not a
Thank
practice.
you, Valentina. Valentina is our producer today.
So
cheers, guys.
Primal Kinetics is not a practice or a program. It's not that I'm going to give you a set of exercises and that's all I'm going to give you. No, it's a system.
A system.
And it is individualized. Okay. So you come to me, I conduct a test on you to see your quality of movement. That is going to give me a score. Right. Let's say you don't have any pain and I do not uncover any pain during the test, but I uncover that you have underlying issues in certain movement patterns.
Right.
So I have the score, and then I realize, okay, you have right-left imbalances or asymmetry. Then I correct those first.
Okay.
Then I run the test again. Sometimes when you correct one movement pattern, everything else falls in line. Sometimes it's the opposite. I fix a movement pattern and then something else is affected negatively. It happens.
Yeah.
Not common. It's not very common.
I've had that.
Yeah. So that's why it is organic. It depends on what you show me, your progress. Then I conduct I give you the exercises that we need to do.
Okay, but I've
Then-
learned, excuse me, go ahead.
Yeah. So once you are balanced, you have all, you don't have asymmetries, you don't have any compensations, you don't have any pain. Then we go into the process of improving upon what you have.
Mhm.
And then when we have you already in check, you're strong, you're stable, you're mobile, you have motor control, then we can work on power.
Right.
You want to be able to sprint. You want to sprint your 100-meter dash in, I don't know, you were doing it in 15 seconds. Maybe we can do it in 13 seconds. We can improve upon that
Right.
even without you doing the sprint. Because
Okay.
you already have the fundamentals, the
Okay.
foundation.
So
That's just an example. I can
Okay.
improve. We can improve upon everything. Your daily
everything.
life.
Right.
You're somebody who carries boxes every day.
Right.
You'll do it a lot better.
Okay.
Yes.
So it improves. Let's
Improves.
see.
Yes.
Okay.
Improves.
Correct
Once
me
you
if I'm wrong. Let's see if
Correct.
I
Go
understand.
ahead.
So Primal Kinetics has tremendous benefits to your body, and it starts with being more mobile,
yes.
having more mobility, having stability, having strength, having power, having agility, coordination,
Yes.
and just improving your movement and
Motor
your
control.
performance.
It's all about controlling
Performance,
what you
right?
have.
Let me talk. Performance too?
Yes. All of
Go
the
ahead.
above.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, but the key is you can
Right.
have mobility, you can have stability, you can have strength, you can have power.
Right.
But if you're not able to control it,
Control.
your susceptibility to injury
Oh.
increases. It's all about being able to control the movement that you have.
So control goes after power?
No,
It's below mobility?
everything. It's in
Everything.
there. It's like you have this plate
Uh-huh.
and you have all your plate, and then you put like the mobility, the stability, and the plate supports all that.
Okay. Fantastic, because I interviewed the traumatologist that Valentina has as a student,
Mhm.
and it's Valentina's traumatologist. So you can see that. Well, that interview is in Spanish, en esa entrevista. In that interview, it was funny because he said, I had this 70-plus woman, 70-plus-year-old woman, and she did aerobics. She did, something like dancing and spinning, but then she got injured while picking up a pan. What happens in real life? What are we doing to our bodies by sitting so long? Even if we go to the gym, what's going on there?
People are not addressing mobility. They neglect mobility for many reasons. It's not pretty. It's not. It's not
Really?
flashy.
This is not pretty.
It's not flashy.
It's not flashy.
It's not flashy. It doesn't
Oh.
make you sweat in a sense that you think you're exercising.
Okay.
And it's painful if you have restrictions. It's
Yes.
very painful because you have to imagine that your joints are a screw and it's oxidized and you want to unscrew it.
Right.
The rust
Right.
makes it tight.
Right.
So you have to lubricate it and then lose it. That's what we have to do with our joints, because mobility is not flexibility. That's a very important distinction.
What is
Flexibility of the muscles that
Mhm.
become elastic and they
Right.
extend and they contract,
Mhm.
and the mobility is the range of motion that your joint gives you. So if you have an impingement, your joints are crashing into the socket where they
Really?
rest, and it hurts.
Right.
And then all your muscles are very tight around there because they're giving a protection
Okay.
from they're giving you, when the muscles are tight, is usually an adaptation for stability that is not adequate.
That's interesting, because I thought that flexibility, as far as we had been taught, is actually the range of motion. You're saying it's not.
No,
That is
no,
mobility. So you can be flexible and not mobile.
correct.
Really?
It is possible.
Wow.
It's not very common, but it's
Uh-huh.
possible.
And the
Especially if
other way?
somebody has a very is propense to have a lot of the muscles, a lot of collagen and elastin, right? They stretch a lot.
Okay.
But the joint can be tight. For example, an extreme example: you have a split, right? A sagittal split, one leg in front of the other, and the other, then the back fully extended, and your hips are down. Somebody who's very mobile and flexible can rotate to the other side without changing the position of the body. Now, if you have to like adjust or something because your hips doesn't give you that rotation, that means you're not mobile to compare to your flexibility.
That is so interesting. And I would have many more questions, but because Valentina's telling us that the time is up, That's our next question is, what does Primal Kinetics include? Like, can you explain what instinct?
Yes. So we have first Primal Kinetics as a whole. We have the test.
Excuse me. While you talk, I'm going to see if there's any questions, or we leave the questions till the end.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
All right. So we have the test to determine the quality of your movement.
Right.
Then the program to fix anything that needs to be fixed.
Okay.
Then we go into the program that you want. Let's say you want to be stronger, you want to be more agile, you want to be a better, you're a baseball player, you're a tennis player, you are a mailman or something.
Mhm.
Then I can help you improve everything upon for you to be a better mover, more efficient mover. If you're very efficient, you are going to do more work with less effort, which is the ultimate objective. Do more work
With less effort.
with less effort. So
That's
you go
efficiency.
for 2 hours training,
Uh-huh.
but you do more in those 2 hours because you're more efficient than taking breaks.
Sorry, guys. I'm not supposed to get distracted. It's just that I was looking for my glasses. Valentina, I think they're in my backpack. It's okay. It's okay. Just come back
Duct
and
tape
let's
production.
focus on what he's saying. Yeah, duct tape production is a good one. Okay, so excuse me for the interruption.
Mhm.
Go ahead, because I just want you to explain how it works. So first we fix what's going on, the underlying issues, and then
Yes.
we
tap into whatever you want. You want to
okay.
sweat and develop muscles. You want to be a better rock climber.
Thank you.
We're going to
Okay.
the specifics. So
Excellent.
the four pillars that are suspended suspended on the motor control are the
Okay.
mobility, stability, strength, and power in that order.
Okay.
Then specific skills, which is specific skills,
Thank you.
which is what you want to be.
Specific skills,
Yes.
right? Like I want to lift weights in a good way.
Correct.
So
Correct.
you can train us in order for us to go to the gym and be more efficient there too.
Correct. Yes.
Awesome.
Anything. Once you're efficient, I can make you be better at whatever you want.
Awesome. So like here, am I sitting down right? Because I want tips and recommendations that work for anyone that is very sedentary like I am when I'm at the computer.
Mhm.
And can you give us corrections and tell us what is wrong with a sedentary lifestyle? I mean, tell us about the chair. Is the chair good?
Not really, because we can adapt to the chair, but it's not good for us. I mean, we can adapt to many things, but that doesn't mean is the right thing to do. So the chair is a problem because it weakens the pelvic floor. The pelvic floor, when it's weak, affects your abdominal wall, especially the deep musculature, and that affects your hip. It's going to affect the way you walk, the way you move in general. It makes muscles or one muscle group overactive. In this case, will be the quad, and other group of muscles will be underactive,
Wow.
which is the glutes usually and the hamstring.
Hamstrings,
So
correct.
if you don't have those helping the quad, it's a domino effect. So when you
Right.
have once you start with a little problem, that's going to knock the next tile until you have many issues like I developed.
Okay, not everyone is active the whole day. Like you're hours and hours on end training everybody and all your patients, as you call them.
I call them clients.
Okay, because you just call me a patient.
No, they said you can be a patient if somebody's a healthcare provider, you will
Okay.
be their patient.
Right.
For me, you're my client.
Okay, well, you're training people, so you're
Yes.
active and mobile all day. What about someone who has a more sedentary job? What can we do to stay primal and mobile?
Well, try to sit the littlest possible. Improve your deep squat. There are many ways you can improve your deep squat. The ideal way to do it is if you hire somebody who has the knowledge to improve your movement that are fundamental, like the deep squat.
Okay.
If you're gonna sit on a chair, try not to lean on the back
Right,
seat,
right.
because that weakens the midsection, your core.
Okay.
So try to find a stool.
Right.
So you're forced to activate at least the muscles of the core, the abdominal wall, the mid area,
Okay.
just to stabilize your spine, and stand and stretch and move. You have those desks that elevate and makes you work standing, but standing for too long is also not a good thing. No, we have to be moving. We're a moving
Right.
species.
Right.
Moving species. If we stay restricted for too long, the muscles start to adapt to that position, so they start to shorten.
Right.
Yeah.
We got to do the interview in Spanish, but can you tell us, do we have to be barefoot? Like, that's one of the things that
Okay,
you
so the
recommend.
chair is the bad invention, and shoes are very also bad invention. It weakens your feet. Your feet are your support,
Oh dear.
and then your ankles lose stability, your feet lose strength, they start to deform.
Bye bye shoes. Bye.
Yeah.
Very pretty, but not
No,
good.
you can have shoes. There's some shoes like like minimalistic shoes,
Okay.
very little support.
You can show us your minimalistic shoes, and I'll show my feet. My beautiful feet.
So minimalistic shoe is
that we get our feet deformed.
flat. They're flat, zero drop. They're not elevated. They don't have any cushioning, and they're very malleable, so you're able to use your feet. The only thing the only negative property of these shoes is that you don't have the connection with the floor, with earth.
What is that called? Proprioception.
Proprioception. So you have more nerves in your feet than any other body part. You have more nerve endings in your feet because that's our connection with the floor.
That's super interesting.
So that's another thing. So try to be barefoot as much as possible. Do exercises to improve mobility and strength and sensibility of your feet.
Okay, nature's calling is his slogan, and that's what's happening here with the dogs and the guacharacas. I gotta feed them. It's feeding time. So what are we gonna do? How can we contact you? Tell us all your pointers, and that people can actually hire him to teach workshops all over the world.
And I do online coaching also.
Okay, go ahead. Give your...
So Primal Kinetics 1, the number 1, not the letters. So Primal Kinetics 1 at gmail.com. Then Instagram is Primal Kinetics, and my YouTube channel is Primal Culture, and my telephonic number is 1, which is the international code for the United States, 954-684-6840.
That was fast. Did you guys write it down? Or he may have to repeat it. On Instagram, you're at Primal Kinetics, right?
Yes.
And Primal Kinetics 1 at Gmail. Okay, and the number, forget it. I don't. Let's see.
Primal Culture
People
YouTube
can call
channel.
you and WhatsApp you for details on your workshops. What do you do? What are you offering?
I can offer online coaching. I can
that's good.
on location.
Oh my God.
On location if you're in the Miami area.
Australia. New Zealand.
Yes.
This is global. It's awesome. Go ahead. I got too excited.
If you're in South Florida, I can go to your house or to your gym and train you there. We can do WhatsApp, Facebook.
Perfect.
Or Instagram, or through email also, no problem.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. Anything else you'd like to share before we go?
Yes, just like Greg Cook, which is one of the people that I follow. He's a physical therapist. He says, first you have to move well. When you move well, then you move often. And I add to that, once you can move well and move often, then you can manipulate weight, heavy weights, not the other way around. Lifting weights is not going to make you a better mover. Doing Zumba classes is not going to make you a better mover.
No?
No. You have to first become efficient and then do specific things.
Aerobics? That's Valentin. Valentin wants to move. Okay, Valentin, give us a few more seconds, because Oscar Perez is about to leave, and I'll read your questions, okay? Anything else you want to say now?
No, that's it.
Okay, so any questions, guys? I'm here. Chris, good interviewer and good guest. Thank you. That's such a, he's so cute. Thank you so much. Marcelo, hi Marcelo. Lo vamos a hacer en español ahora a continuación. Aquí tenemos a Arturo. Hola Arturo, besos. Hola sex teacher. Yo no soy sex teacher, pero igual Marcelo, hello. Salud fit, relax, right. Okay, I wish I seen the start of this instead of getting back from the Flyers hockey team. Oh, really? The Flyers is your favorite team, Chris. And Chris is our #1 sponsor. And we're going to talk about Fit90X. Estás hermosa hoy. Gracias, Marcelo. Okay, fantastic. We're about to go. So,
well, thank you for tuning in. I'm at your service. You can contact me at any time.
Yay! Bravo. Thank you so much. See you soon.